big hello to all the mothers and fathers who are listening to us. It is amazing to have you here today. Friends, first things first. During this lockdown period, I'm sure we are all having our own individual struggles and survival stories. It is yet another year of lockdown, and we stand tall, not just supporting ourselves, but also supporting our near and dear ones and keeping the motivation going each day. So here's a thumbs up for all the listeners here. We start our program with a big clap for all of you. Friends, this lockdown period has forced us to think how to make the best out of the new normal. And one of the problems that we face is how to keep the learning of our little ones going. What are the great things and not so great things of online schooling for a preschooler? I'm Kiran Tevtiya, a child behavioral psychologist practicing in multiple pediatric clinics in Mumbai. And we have today Sumita Jain, the founder and principal of Tiny Tots, a leading preschool in Kandivali East for almost 2 decades. It goes with a very interesting tagline, enter the world of early learning. Sumita and I have been friends for years now. Sumita, it is such a pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Hi Kiran, it's so wonderful to be with you.
Here is a question for you. This is the second year for your preschool in the lockdown. So how does the 18 years of traditional schooling versus the last 1 year of online schooling look to you?
Yes, Kiran, you have a very good question that how were we able to uh, conduct the online sessions after 18 years of traditional schooling? I would say that Kiran, I saw an opportunity in this difficult time. And there were three things which we adopted and that really made us sail the whole pandemic period very beautifully. The first thing was we were able to use those techniques which technology was giving us. Our entire sessions were a beautiful blend of not only orals but a lot of PPTs and videos that made all the children glued to the screen. Secondly, the interactive sessions. They were due to small batch sizes. We were able to give a lot of individual attention to children, so they never missed that offline. That they are not with the teacher. Our words touched them, although we couldn't touch them. And third, and again a very beautiful strategy that we adopted were two teachers or three teachers in each sessions, or they were interacting, they were enjoying with each other in such a way that children didn't realize they are learning from it. So we dramatized and children learned from it. So basically, because of these strategies and new techniques, children were adapted as well as the parents, they were adapted to this new normal.
Lovely. How the parents got fit in. It's so nice to hear. And especially from the educationalist point of view in terms of what's going on. You know, Sumita, I often get to hear concerns from the parents. Like my child is not looking at the screen or is not paying attention to what the teacher is showing. So my question to you is, as a teacher, is that what you're expecting the child to do? And even in a classroom setup, are all the children really sitting at one place and looking at the board all the times?
Yeah, Kiran. They were really very disturbed in the beginning and very apprehensive. But we had a solution for everything. If there is a problem, there is a solution. But if the problem is solved at the right time, in the right way, that problem never mounts up. It never becomes bigger. So was the problems of our parents. We, at a regular interval, had the parent-teacher interactive sessions where they came up with the problem with their child. So irrespective of all the of other children, we gave them beautiful solutions, very simple solutions, which made them very affirmative about this new mode of learning. Secondly, we had a lot of sessions, seminars by some professional educationalists as well as counselors who could really take out some hidden problems from inside, and they found a solutions for them in those seminars. So, and last but not the least, we were always open to any query, any blocked problems, and we could counsel them any part of the day. The moment the parents came up with a problem, they never had to wait. We answered it and we solved it no matter whatever time it was. So that again played a very important role in making parents really comfortable and really affirmative about this new mode of learning.
So parents, you heard right from the horse's mouth. Take a deep breath and relax. As what Sumita put in, the child is learning immaterial of whether he or she is seated at one place or moving all around the room. If the need be, you can close the door of the room just to ensure the voice from the screen is reaching to the child no matter which corner the child is. This is what happens in a classroom setup as well. And there's a little tip on how you can keep the interest of your child going on in the online schooling. Reduce the overall screen time of the child for entertainment. The novelty would continue. As a parent, we are driven by our desire to keep our children happy. And we often think that giving in more and more things that they love and want is the key to keep them happy. The fact is, it is a balance between fulfilling the needs most of the times and the wants some of the times. So when the screen time is primarily given during online schooling, it keeps the interest of the child alive in doing something different from the routine. So Sumita, there is one peculiar dilemma that this new mode of schooling has put many parents into. Parents are exposed to what their child is doing, and they're also exposed to what other children and their parents are doing. Now that often, so wonderful parents' mind. Like the other parents are speaking on behalf of their children. So should I start helping my child? Or the other child responded immediately to the teacher's call, and my child doesn't even show interest in showing her drawing to the teacher. So essentially what they feel is there a problem with my approach or with my child? So Sumita, what are your expectations in the class? What is the role that you want the parents to play here?
Oh, the parent's role when the online session is going on. Very interesting. I'm waiting to answer this. Yes, you're right that parents, they come across a lot of confusions, they come across a lot of comparison also when the online sessions are going, which is very, very normal and natural. But here, a very important thing that I would like to tell to everybody is that, see, when there is a clapping going on, it's two hands are required. So we, the teachers, and this is the parent. When we join together, here we get the maximum and the best results. So during these sessions, we expect the parents that they should be very, very careful about the mood, the place, as well as the normal psychology of the children to be a little more prepared than in the routine thing. Whenever the online session is about to start, yes, the parents need to put the child into that mode by some friendly talks and making them prepared by saying that, wow, teacher is coming to you, you will be able to see your friends, there will be so many new activities. So that creates a desire in the child's mind. And when a child sits with a desire, yes, his receptivity is 200%. we need to be a little more careful about the silence in the place where the child is sitting, so that the child is able to hear and interact with us beautifully. During interactions also, sometimes the parents feel that, if they prompt the answer, it will be adding to the child's confidence. But however, this doesn't works. On the contrary, we expect that when a child is interacting individually, as he is in the offline school, so the child should think and answer on his own rather than being prompted. So that stimulates and triggers his brain rather than getting always the ready-made answers. So yes, I think there is a little responsibility at the side of the parents, and if they do it beautifully, I think it would be great because we are giving them best and they will receive the best.
Very true, very true. And for little ones, thinking happens more and learning happens more when the pressure, overall pressure, is not around on them. So I
Yeah.
really hope, parents, that this takes off the pressure on you of performing during your child's online schooling. Your child will learn immaterial of your level of academic participation during the classes. So supportive, yes. Guidance, yes. Modeling, very nice. Forcing, no. Comparing, absolutely not. So, friends, we really hope hearing all this from Sumita, an educationalist, and myself, a child behavioral psychologist, is giving the required boost to your confidence to better help your child. Remember, we are all in it together. Sumita, one last question. Today, we stand in yet another year of lockdown. There are many parents who wonder, should I or should I not enroll my little one to a preschool during this time? Should I rather homeschool my child? So what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, whether online classes will be beneficial for me or not, this is a very big question that is coming up to all the minds. But I would say that we people are giving the live structured learning for the children. We people are helping the skill development of the children. We people are offering a great support to the parents who are so busy with the hygiene, with the food, with the health of the child. We are offering them a program which is taking a complete care of their mental, their cognitive, their gross as well as fine motor control. We are we are giving with through our time, through our talent and tool, we are giving children the best in this in this difficult time basically. But and I'm very happy that we are getting a very beautiful response by the parents, because we are able to change the perspective towards learning in this new situation to the parents. And yes, they are realizing the importance of online sessions. They have realized that we are giving things which they could not probably would do it so beautifully, because they don't want, now they have realized that they do not want to waste this strategic, or I would say the most crucial period of their learning. Yes, we are not only, we are taking care of their core academic learning, which is a great help during this time. So yes, a big yes for the online sessions, for the online schooling. So don't get confused. Make use of this time.
Kudos to all the teachers who are doing a wonderful job during this lockdown. I would like to add a few insights here on this topic. At the beginning of last year, your child was a year old. Now, today, your child is almost 3. Each day, The child is spending days within the critical years of his or her learning, the first 5 years of a child's life. It is important that the child gets the required stimulus to keep the physical, cognitive, emotional, and social growth going. Tough words. The child needs to be presented with enough age appropriate complexities and problem solving instances to learn frustration tolerance and adaptability skills. And most importantly, they need a high level of structure, the structure which Sumita was talking about, in their daily routine to keep a sense of predictability going. That makes young children feel safe and secure. Subscribing to a pedagogically appropriate and structured program helps a family to keep the stickiness to the routine going and to keep your child an age and development appropriate initiation into academic learning. So all the lovely moms and dads, just in case if you're looking for some tips on how to make the online mode of schooling easier on you and your preschooler, here are 8 points. First, make it feel special. Spend time in the evening the way you would be spending time when you are physically sending your child to the school. You pack the bag, you look out for the books, look for the pouch. So spend some time taking out the dress to wear, packing bag, filling water bottle, putting in small dry snacks. That will make it keep the special feeling about the event going. Second thing, avoid rushing in the morning. Plan the sleep in a manner that the child is able to get full night sleep and is able to get up 1 or 2 hours before the school starts. Each day have the same place for the class and go through the morning routine with love and not rush. Thirdly, give child more immersive experience. So what it means is having a wider screen to project the class and having an external speaker for clarity of voice instead of using a headphone. Yesterday, I was watching a webinar, and the moment I switched to playing it on a TV instead of my phone, I could feel more engaged in what was going on. So, if this is what can happen to an adult, you can imagine how effective it can be for your child. Further, have a few interactive things like maybe chalk, a board, some paper, some crayons, whatever the child needs is what Sumita had shared to increase the chances of the child being around where you are. So it is okay throughout the class, child is only manipulating with the things you have kept. All right. Fourth, and very important, and especially which can help build an amazing connect of yours with your child. That is, become the peer your child needs at this point of time. And follow the instructions given by the teacher without pushing the child to follow. Remember, children learn as much from mimicking by observing you. So when the teacher says stand up and dance to the music, you do it without looking at your child to do it. Your child will either follow or will as much learn from observing you intermittently. Or if teacher says color the circle, take one paper for yourself, leave one paper for the child, guide the child to participate and not force. And with full enthusiasm and creativity, finish your task and show to the teacher. Fifth, keep the overall environment conducive for learning. We can't have another person watching TV in the same room, playing music, playing with toys, talking on phone. So you may want to shift to another room in that case. Sixth, very important, especially for really young children. Don't run behind the child or drag the child back if he or she goes away from the screen. If the need be, like I said before, you could keep the door of the room closed so that the child is in the same room. And you continue to follow the instructions being given on the screen. So don't worry. Today, tomorrow, the day after, your child would keep coming back to you, right? Seventh, don't forget the welcoming ritual. Remember when your child will come back from a traditional school all sweaty and having done great work at the day? So no matter what was the level of participation of the child, don't give it conditionally. Give your child a big hug and welcome the child back home, similar to how you would have done it in the traditional setup, right? So it is always, wow, it was a very interesting day in the class and now it's time to have some special snacks. So no need to remind the child about how the classes went and no need to make the child feel guilty or something. Move on to the rest of the day. Eighth, Continue with the concepts learned in the class in your rest of the day whenever there's a chance. Like if red color was introduced, then you can have special mention of red apple or red tomatoes. So when the child starts seeing a connect with the real world, the information becomes knowledge and then insights and concretizes. Finally, truly enjoy the class. Relive your childhood and let it be a connect moment between you and your child instead of a disconnect moment. This is a stage more of seeing the fun in learning to learn. So, friends, we are at the end of this program. Sumita, it would be great to have closing notes from you.
Kiran, it was indeed a enlightening tips that you had provided us, so beautifully penned, and I think they are so easy to apply. So, yes, thank you everybody. Thank you, Kiran.